our girl Steph got to attend the premiere of The Last of Us.
I did.
How was it, Steph?
So, you may not know this, but I actually do love video games.
Oh, I did not know
No,
that.
you wouldn't guess that, right? It's like some nerdy little,
Okay,
but I love video games. And The Last of Us is like my favorite game. So it was dope. Like I've played it like 5 times, no cap.
What's the game about?
So the game is you play as these characters who, it's like a zombie apocalypse, and there's this girl, and you have to transport her somewhere for a certain reason. I don't want to give away the whole thing.
So like alternate universes, pretty much?
No. So you're a smuggler in like a post-apocalyptic society, and this girl needs to get moved, and they assign you to smuggle her. And as you go through the story, you kind of travel through the United States, and like you're fighting all these zombies. It's like really scary. Like I spent hours on certain levels. So fun. So seeing the premiere was dope because I played the game so much. So seeing like how they adapted it like to the TV show, but like we can just take a look at it. Yeah. Check it out. Check it out. We're here at the US HBO premiere of The Last of Us, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. I am a huge fan of the video game, so I am psyched to be here. Cannot wait to talk to the actors, and let's see how they brought these characters to life. What do you think is the biggest difference between voicing a character in the game and then acting in person for like the TV series?
There is an incredible amount of freedom on the soundstage doing the games because it's all imagination. Everything you're doing is like a kid playing, which is, I think, in some ways a really pure form of acting. Walking onto a set that they've spent 100 hours building is a breathtaking experience.
It was a lot colder when we were on set because it was in Calgary in winter.
What was the most rewarding part of bringing the story of The Last of Us from the video game to the television screen?
Well, there are moments from the game that I am obsessed with, like so many people. I've played it over and over. To see some of those moments come to life, and most importantly, I think to see Neil Druckmann, who created the game, just go, oh yes, it's like, that's been great. Or Troy Baker, who's just here, who played Joel in the game. His love for this whole thing is just extraordinary. So like, making the kind of like, making the game proud, making the OG actors proud, that's what makes me so happy.
I love collaborations. When we made the game, it was a collaboration with people, the best people in video games at Naughty Dog. And now I got to work with the best people in TV. I got to work with Craig Mazin and write scripts with Craig Mazin. And the whole time I was trying not to geek out. When I walk on set, I tried not to geek out. So every step of the way, just being surprised and impressed what other people, other artists bring to the table, that's a joy. The process is such a joy.
What was your favorite part about playing Tommy, and did you use the video game to kind of get you into character?
I did play the game. I played it and enjoyed it for 2.5 months. Took my time. Very emotionally dense, very tough to kind of get through. Loved Jeffrey's performance. Absolutely absorbed it. Tried to do my own thing, and it came out, I think.
So I'm a huge fan of the game. Obviously, it's scary. It's about survival. What do you think was the hardest day on set? Were you on set like every day or?
Every day. I was there every day. The hardest days, I think, well, for me, the hardest days were the ones where I knew we had a lot to do and not a lot of time. So the pressure, I would rather have just a little bit extra time, but I have no problem walking through fire. But if I know, like, I've got 13 hours of work and I've got 11 hours to do it, I start to go, ugh, because I'm just so dedicated to getting it done right.
The hardest day on set is a huge spoiler if you haven't either played the game and know anything about the story. That was the hardest day on set, but it's also one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done. And it's seeing scenes like that and moments like that from the game that everybody who's ever experienced this story is going to be looking for. Those are the ones that I was most surprised by, only to be topped by the moments that I wasn't expecting, the new moments that we created. So if you're a fan of this story, if you're familiar with it, your expectations will be met, but also be looking at the ones that you didn't expect, and that's when you're really going to be blown away.
And what would you say to fans of the game? Like, what kind of surprises are they in for watching the series?
Well, if you're a fan of the game, you're going to notice a lot of things that are familiar. You're going to notice things that are exact, then familiar, inspired by, but then there are some areas where Neil and I wander off into new directions. And, you know, we actually screened the show for Naughty Dog, and the employees there, they were just blown away. I was so happy about that. And what they were saying was like the things that are new are still in the DNA of the story and the game, and that shouldn't be a surprise because Neil was right there running the show with me.
There are a lot of surprises. One that's in the trailer that I could say that's was something I got very excited for is when we first put out the game, I'd written a short story about Ellie's mom that for some reason we couldn't bring to life. And now we got to bring Ashley Johnson, who played Ellie in the video game, and she plays Ellie's mom. And it's this really beautiful, poetic thing, and it feels like the game and the show have come full circle. There's other surprises, but that one comes to mind.
And this is it for today. Make sure to follow us at LATV Latina and download LATV Plus, where you can see all the episodes of Get It Girl. So I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.